So that's all from my side. Now I request Professor Stalin John to give detailed information about the much needed TO-CO mapping pertaining to Regulation 21. Over to Stalin.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Can you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Sir, before, good morning to all. Before starting my presentation, I got given this Word file in WhatsApp message. So I request everyone please download it, then have with you, because if you're moving to the page, if you have a doubt in the previous page, you can refer it, and after end of my presentation, you can ask me the doubts. And this video I am going to it's recording also. I'll be editing it and I'll be forwarding to it, so that in future you can refer it also. So I'll start my discussions. See, NBA has revised the manual as well as PO-CO mapping. So we are going to do MBA process in the year 2026 for not only MBA and ABAT also. We are going on 2026. So we have to submit 3 years back data, course file and analysis file to the MBA people and ABAT people. So this is the right time to revise it. So the changes, major change in the MBA process is the previous manual, it is updated with outcome-based education. They have made a major change in the MBA manual, but now I found it out. Those who got 26 years of accreditation, we can follow the previous manual, but being a safer side, we are going to prepare for a new manual as well as old manual, so that any point of time, if they are changing the rules and regulations, we will be ready in position to submit it. So the one which is given by the NBA revised PO, whatever the Dean IQAC sent the circular, that only I have given here as a friend one. The major change in the NBA, what they have done is, they have added knowledge and attitude profile. The reason why they added the knowledge and attitude profile is, the many college or many NBA going colleges, they are not able to understand the NBA POs. What is the real meaning of PO and how to define that real meaning of PO. So they have added this statement, knowledge and attitude profile. This is new to us also. So we'll be understanding what it is a knowledge and attitude profile, because this is the first time they have added this, and they have also related to old PO and new PO and knowledge attitude, WK, the term they are using it. And that mapping is given by the NBA people itself. So it is not done with our institution or anything. It is done by NBA people itself. So few changes or few modifications they have made in the NBA. So the major outlook, if you want to tell, previously PO, 12 POs we have. Now it is reduced to 11 POs. So correspondingly, they have merged a few things, and correspondingly they have done thus. And so depending upon the new one, the old PO, now I am looking putting it out. The engineering knowledge, problem analysis and design and development of solutions, conduct of investigation of complex problems and modern tool usage, engineering society and environmental and sustainability, ethics, individual teamwork and communication, project management and finance and lifelong learning. So, and correspondingly, each one, what are the explanation or what are the definition for each heading, it is also given in the old PO, and similarly for new one also they are given it. So, program specific outcome should be 2 to 4. That is the guideline is given in the previous manual. Now, the new program outcome, it is given as same engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design and development of solutions, conduct of investigation and complex problem, engineering tool usage, the engineer and the world, the ethics, individual and collaborative teamwork, communication, project management and finance, and lifelong learning. So these are the 11 POs is defined by the NPA people, and correspondingly they given what are the knowledge one also. And now there was limited to 2 to 3. Previously 2 to 4. Now it is limited to 2 to 3. So as far as our department is concerned, we are not touching the PSO. We are going to only the map with a POs, new POs. So as far as the this is the knowledge and attitude profile. So as the knowledge WK1 is stating that a systematic theory-based understanding of natural science applicable to discipline and awareness of the relevant society sciences. So similarly, the each WK1, WK2, 9 WK1 they given it. We will discuss in detail the coming slides. Okay. Now, if you have taken the old revised one, PO1, engineering knowledge, apply knowledge of mathematics, natural science, computing, engineering fundamentals, and engineering specialization in WK1 to WK4, respectively, to develop the solution for complex engineering problems. So here, what is the meaning of W1 and WK? It is given here. WK1 represents a systematic theory-based understanding of natural science applicable to the discipline and awareness of relevant social sciences. And WK2 represents conceptually based mathematics, numerical analysis, data analysis, statistics, and formal aspects of computer and information science to the support detailed analysis of modeling applicable to discipline. And WK3, a systematic theory-based formulation of engineering fundamentals required in the engineering discipline. WK4, engineering specialist knowledge that provides theoretical frameworks and bodies of knowledge for the accepted practice areas in the engineering discipline. Much it is at the forefront of the discipline. So these are the requirements. We have to satisfy this PO1 should satisfy this 4 requirement of the knowledge profile attitude. Now, if you look at the old PO, it is mapped to PO1. Now, I made a small analysis with comparing with the old one and the revised one. I found it out that the yellow color one, which I have shaded here, it is found to be a new one, which is not available with old PO. So, we have to understand what is meant by the natural science and computing. I have Googled it. That is not my opinion. I have Googled it. Whatever the information or whatever the definitions given by the Google, I have put it as an explanation. If you can Google it also, if there is a different opinion, you can get it. You got to substantiate it. And natural science, the definition which I got from the Google is a branch of science that studies the natural world whole, while a science is a system of knowledge that studies the both natural and social world. Here, some of the other difference between the natural science and science. So we will have a doubt that what do you mean by natural science and what do you mean by science? Okay, generally we will have the doubt. So I have downloaded few one, the difference between the natural science and science. The methodology, scientists use the scientific method and study the natural world, which involves observation, hypothesis, experimentation. The scientific method has been used since at least 17th century. The branches are natural science include disciplines like physics, chemistry, biology, and astronomy. And validity, how their validity is, scientists uses the peer review and reproducibility of finding to ensure the validity of their work. And the bias, what the different opinion is, the scientific method tries to minimize the influence of the researcher's bias on the outcome of the experiment. And computing, so the another word, computing, what is the meaning of the computing is, the computing is a broad field that includes many aspects including engineering, and it has many application in engineering and business and education more. So this is the definition which I got in the by browsing the Google. I got that one, so that while you are framing a PO1, see usually what we are doing, I am also doing the same thing. If I'll be putting a PO1 means engineering knowledge. So whatever it is engineering knowledge, we are assigning it. So they given one more definition for us, what we should consider while you are referring the PO1. So Now, while we are revising it, it should be considered the WK1 and WK2, WK3 and WK4 also. So it should satisfy WK1 to WK4. So you must be careful enough while you are assigning any subject engineering knowledge, this condition has to be satisfied. Okay. So that is the major revision we have to think about it, how to defend ourselves. And similarly, problem 2, problem analysis, identify, formulate, review, research literature, and analyze the complex engineering problem, reaching a sustained conclusion with considerable for sustainable development. So, this is similarly WK1 to WK4. This attribute is fine. Same one they are giving us for guidance. And if you look at the previous one and the new one, the word sustainable development, I think we know that everyone is talking about sustainable development, and our college also is getting a very much initiative towards that sustainable development. So this is the right time to our syllabus also should focus on the sustainable development, and we will have a doubt what is called sustainable development. So from the Google, I got the definition. What is sustainable development? The sustainable development is that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So in simple ways to say, stating that it should satisfy whatever the syllabus we are defining it, it should satisfy the today's requirement as well as say 10 years after that, if the student is passed out from our campus, whatever the syllabus he is studying here, you should satisfy the requirement of after 10 years of the market. Okay. So that futuristics requirement has to be satisfied. Okay. So simply not putting our syllabus into the putting a PO2, it should be a the sustainable word, because the identify, formulate, review and literature will the same word which is available in the previous PO2 also, but it's the word they are added the sustainable development. So we have to define ourselves how to define with a sustainable development for next 10 years. Whatever the content we are teaching it, it should match with the next 10 years. So if review people, NBA audit people, if they are asking us how you are defending yourself next 10 years, your syllabus will be defendable one. And we have to give a convincing explanation, not only with convincing explanation such a way that we are forecasting another 10 years, the passed out from the SRM University will meet out the requirement of next 10 years of the world. Okay. So that it's a very, very crucial one. Now they added the sustainable development, but that word has to be addressed properly. Okay. And PO3, design a creative solution for complex engineering problems and design and develop system components process to meet identified the needs with the consideration for the public health and safety, whole life cost, net zero carbon, culture, society, and environmental as required. So now if you look at it, they have added the WK5 as the explanation. We'll see what it is. Knowledge, including efficient resource use, environmental impacts, whole life cost, reuse of resources, net zero carbon, and similar concept that supports engineering design and operation in practice area. So now if you look at the previous PO3 and new PO3, the word which I highlighted in yellow highlighted, the creative word which is not available in the previous one, and develop word which is not available, and to meet identified needs. There's specifically the previous one to meet the needs. Specifically they are telling that what our aim, the identified need means what is our aim, and then what the solution we are giving it. So the identify word is very, very crucial. Then whole life cost. So from the initial product to final process, if you're going on out of the component, the student has to capable enough to tell what is the whole life cost, and the new term net zero carbon, which is not at all available in the old PO. Now everyone is talking about net zero carbon. So that word we have to teach in any one subject. The student has to understand what is called net zero carbon and how to do it. Okay. So that is a new word. It is arrived in the net zero carbon. And I have studied, browsed the net, and I found out a few definitions. Here the sum of the concept that we can build with the engineering design and operation, including resource use, environmental impact and sustainability. So they are talking about circular economy, a concept that aims to reduce the use of material, redesign the products to be less resource intensive, and capture waste to make new products. It can help to avoid the use of non-renewable resources and preserve renewable ones. And sustainability, the definition that which I got from the sustainability, a broad concept of that includes environmental protection and managing natural resources for future generation. It can be divided into three dimensions of environment, society, and economy. And the engineering design process, what is the meaning of engineering design process? Series of steps that engineers follow to solve a problem, including defining the problems, researching it, and specifying the requirements, choosing a solution, building a prototype, and testing it. And the indicator for sustainability, they're clearly given in what is the indicator we got to do it. Okay. So this helps to identify the status of something, the progress made towards an objective, and the challenges and the problem that need to be addressed. And so few sustainable, I got it. Solar thermal technology. This can be used to replace the natural gas as an energy source, which can reduce the energy consumption and CO2 emissions. Solar hydrogen production. This is the way to produce the hydrogen fuel using a renewable solar energy, and hydrogen fuel is a clean energy source that can be reduce the GCHG emissions. So this is the, while I'm browsing it, I got this explanation. You can browse it and you can find it out one. And so now whatever the PO3, while we are defining it, these words has to be addressed properly. Okay. This word has to be addressed properly, and substantial meaning has to be given. So we have to defend ourselves. We are satisfying this PO3 properly. Okay. And if you look at the PO4, complex investigation of conduct investigation of complex problems, conduct investigation of complex engineering problem using a research base, including equipment, experiments of modeling, analysis, interpretation of data to provide the valid conclusion. So they given the to understand PO4, the engagement with the selected knowledge in the current research literature of the discipline, awareness of the power of critical thinking and critical approaches to evaluate emerging issues. So if I'm when I'm comparing both, I couldn't find out the difference between previous PO4 and new PO4, but the understanding of the PO4, they given WK8. So we have to satisfy the WK8 statement while we are including that the PO4 statement. Okay. So that has to be addressed properly. And PO5, engineering tool and usage, creative, select, apply appropriate techniques, resources, and modern engineering and IT tools, including prediction and modeling, recognizing their limitation to solve complex engineering problems. So if to understand this, they are given the WK2 to WK6. Okay. So WK2 already we have discussed, and WK6 is knowledge of engineering problem in practice areas of engineering discipline. So that has to be addressed while we are assigning the PO5. What I found it is the engineering problems, the word. So we have to discuss with the engineering problem. As far as my understanding is concerned, it can be dealt. See, whenever we are talking about problems, we are assuming that it's a numerical one. It need not be a numerical one. It can be a case study also. So all the subject has to be discussed in the case study also with the student, and proper proof has to be given. So apart from the numerical subject, the theory subject, those who are handling few subjects, we are handling with only a theoretical concept. That theoretical subject also has to be dealt with a case study, so that we can solve that. We are teaching in such a way that the complex engineering problems. Okay, so that is the one. And PO6, engineer and the world, and analysis and evaluate societal and environmental aspects while solving complex engineering problems for its impact on sustainability with reference to economy, health, safety, legal framework, cultural and environmental. So this is the, and they are giving the one WK1, WK5 and WK7. Okay. So WK5 is a new one, knowledge and including efficient resource, use of environmental impact, whole cost, life cost, reuse of resource, and a net zero carbon, and similar concept that supports engineering design and operation in a practice area. And WK7, the knowledge of whole engineering society, and identified the issues in engineering practice in the discipline such as Professional Society of Engineer to public safety and sustainable development. So if you look at the old PO and old PO6 and the new PO6, the word which is given in the highlighted one is a new one. So they have added the analysis and evaluated societal and environmental aspect. So subsequently we have to clearly be given under the title itself, they given the world. So not only the why they given the world is the engineer produced by India not only satisfying the local requirement, they have to satisfy the international requirement also. So they added the word world. So our syllabus has to be satisfied the international requirement also. Okay. So the international requirement. So how we are defending ourselves to satisfy the international requirement. So whenever the word the international requirements comes, the legal procedure. Okay. The legal procedure, not only how, suppose say assuming that if you want after passing out our engineers, if they want to start an industry in India, he has to know what is the legal procedure for to start an industry, or he has to know how to submit an auditing file. Our legal procedure of auditing, that we have to teach them. Okay, not only in India, say in general in the world practice, what are the norms they are having it, how to apply in India to start an industry in outside the India, say in European country, what is the requirement in US country as a whole, because we cannot say that in each country they may have different regulations. So we can take it as a continent wise. Okay, the continent wise, what is our requirement, that we have to teach it in any one of the subject. That is our as far as the new PO6, they are talking about this. Okay, so we have to define ourselves how we are satisfying this PO6 is the continent level, how we are teaching about the economy, the legal aspects, because they are adding the word the environment in the world also. Previously that is not available. They are talking about as far as the India is concerned. Now in the NBA requirement, they are putting the whether we are teaching the international level and national level. Specifically, they are asking which are the subject they are teaching with national level and international level. So we have to substantiate our defending statement or our write-up stating that what are the subject we are teaching with a national requirement. And one more thing, not only national requirement, they are asking about the localized need. Localized need means say Sengalpattu or Chennai, by studying at SRM University, how these localized people are satisfying with our subject. That also we have to give us as justification. So while your PO6 has to be addressed properly in such a way that it has to satisfy the local area of Sengalpattu as well as Chennai people and other national, Tamil Nadu, then India, then international. So all these terms has to be addressed properly in our syllabus. Okay. So this PO6 they are asking nowadays They are asking specifically how we are satisfying it. So this has to be satisfied properly. And PO7 ethics, apply ethical principles and commit to professional ethics, human values, diversity and inclusion, adhere to national and international laws. So as I told, and if you look at that one, they given is WK9. We'll see what it is. WK9 ethics, inclusive behavior and conduct and knowledge of professional ethics, responsibilities and norms of engineering practice, awareness of the need of diversity by the reason of ethnicity, gender, age, physical ability, with a mutual understanding and respect, okay, so of inclusive attitudes. So if you look at the old one and new one, the human values, which is not available in the old term, as it is ethics means a human value, specifically they explicitly they were not mentioned it, now they mention it, okay. So diversity and inclusion of adhere to national and international laws. So the students from they should know it, what are the laws as far as the ethic is concerned. As a continent base, at least they should aware of it. What are the laws which is available with the national and international laws, okay. So that we have to teach in the syllabus. So that will be so while we are putting a PO7 ethics means how we are defending this ethics in our curriculum and syllabus so that we can defend ourselves, okay. And then PO8, the individual and collaborative teamwork and function effectively as an individual, as a member of leader in the diverse and multidisciplinary team. So if you look at the PO8 and previously it is PO9, and if you look at the collaborative, the word is a new term and they are not given any WK for that. So we have to address such a way that the collaborative teamwork, okay, how we are addressing ourselves. And PO9, communicate effectively and inclusive within the engineering community and the society at large, such as being able to comprehend and write effective reports and design documentation and make effective presentation considering cultural, language and learning differences. So here if you look at here they are also not given the WK word, but here if you look at the difference between the previous one they given in the P10, now it is given as a P1, that's a number, doesn't matter for us. But the word, if you are comparing it, it is an inclusive word, it is a newly added, and they clearly they want to how we are teaching the cultural, languages and learning differences. See, because this new NBA, they are very much keen on that. What is the societal need? Okay, so if you look at these words, because as far as India is concerned, each state it is giving different cultures, different language. We are following it up, and the different understanding of each word. Okay, so that should be taught to the students in a proper manner in any one of the subject, and it should be addressed properly. So they will be asking the proof for it, how we are teaching this subject. Okay, so while you are defining the PO9, we must be careful enough. And PO10, project management and finance, apply a knowledge, understanding of engineering principles and economic decision, and apply this is the one one's work and as a member to lead them and manage the projects within the multidisciplinary team. So they are not given any WK, but they are given the word, the new word, it is a finance. So that is not available, so previously also it's available, but it has to be addressed properly. So as I told earlier, the student after passing out, he must be able to at least what is should be balance sheet, what is should be expenditure statement, how the expenditure statement look like, and as far as because being an engineer, even the audit people, if they are giving the statement to us, he must be able to read what they are giving it, how to understand the term, what are the different meaning of it, that we have to teach them in any one of the subject. Okay, so that they are expecting this time. So economic decision making and everything. And PO11, lifelong learning. Recognize the need for having the preparation of ability, independent, lifelong learning, and adaptability to new and emerging technologies and critical thinking in the broadest context of technology changes. So they given the WK8. Let us see what is WK8. Engagement with the selected knowledge in the current research literature of the discipline, awareness of the power of critical thinking and creative approach to evaluate emerging issues. So this is the WK they given for us. So if you look at the previous one and the new one, so the term the adaptability to new and emerging technologies. So not only teaching the subject to the students, suppose a new technologies comes, how students can grasp it. What are the tools we are teaching so that the students are, if the new technology can, the one it is coming to the world, how is an able to understand new technology? What is the fundamentals or what is the strategy which we are teaching the new emerging to understand the new emerging one? What we are teaching it, and the critical thinking. So what is the difference between thinking and critical thinking? So the critical thinking, how we are addressing it. So critical thinking is a very big word as far as the scientific community is concerned. How we are teaching the critical thinking, because BTech level students, we got to teach it. What is by critical thinking? How to address the critical thinking? How to one we have to teach that one. So that has to be dealt in a proper manner. Okay, and seventh one, which is not addressed in the previous one, it is included in the previous one. Okay, PO7, it is not included in the PO11. So this is the one. So for syllabus making, I formulated one template. Okay, the template. So already we know that the syllabus is approved by BOS and ACM, and it is circulated to the students. Now we are going to change it because already formatted by DT people and higher official and everything. So a small change what we have to do is the CO1 you can do it here, and PO1 to PO11, new PO1 to PO11, and corresponding COs alone you can do it, and PSO1, appropriate PSO1 you can give it, then CO and PSO justification. So if you are giving a CO1, say PO1 and PO2, what is the content in the syllabus, or in your words, how the CO1 can be defined by reading the particular subject. That content has to be given here. Okay, and propose the evaluation method. See, as a syllabus designer, you'll have an idea. So what content if the student is taught, because you may think that I have given the 5 units and particular topic that CO1 can be defended. But how to defend? You may have an idea of how it can be defended. So I want to explicitly mention in that one. So cycle test, whether it has to be verified with whether the students is understood by evaluating a cycle test paper, or by evaluating a seminar, or by arranging an industrial visit or expert talk, or giving a mini project or any other. Okay, so that has to be given explicitly in the this form. So this form I am going to put it in the web, and because we I think you are aware of it, we have developed a small website, Google Sheet. Whatever the response you are given in the Google form, it is available. You can view it whether it's recorded properly. In that, I am going to add this form also, so that while you are handling a subject, you will have an idea whoever set the syllabus, what is his expectation. Okay, so you can have an idea how, what is his expectation. You are free to change also, because that is the reason I given any other term also. You can free to given, you can discuss with the course committee meeting, and you are free to change anything, but it will give an idea how to do it. Okay, and one more thing, the
The form
content
is
in the
not,
change. Yes,
Stalin sir,
hello,
the form is not shared.
this form is not shared.
Yes, sir, yes.
CO2 form is not
Yes,
shared.
sir. Not shared, not shared.
Oh, sorry, sir. I go. I go shared the window only. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll repeat from the, now it is shared. Now it is shared.
Oh, it's sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll repeat it. So this is the mapping between course and program outcome. So CO1 to CO5 and the corresponding PO1 to PO11 and PSO it is given. So it is for the new one and PO and PSO1 justification. So correspondingly say if PO1 is valid for PO1 to PO2, corresponding justification content in the syllabus has to be given here, and whatever the setter it is planning for the how he want to evaluate. So the correspondingly is given here: cycle test, seminar and industrial visit, expert talk, mini project and any other. Whatever and any other means you can add as you like, whatever the want to evaluate, because whatever the CO, but it has to be not only it is in the syllabus, but it has to be evaluated. Our ultimate aim is students whether he has understood or not. So how we are evaluating the CO? So that we have to explicitly we have to mention it here, that this form it is going to our department website also, department the Google site also, so that you will have an idea what the syllabus setter, because most of the time the syllabus setter may not offer in the syllabus course content. The course committee people it will get the course committee people they can decide it, or it will give a guidance. Okay, guidance. I'm not telling that you have to 100% follow it up. You are free to change any content. That is the reason I have given any other, but it will give a guidance how to defend yourself. And the changes in the syllabus, so you know that already it is formatted. So I have taken, for example, I have given it. So suppose if you are adding the word process and cycle, so give full unit and highlight and what is the change you have made. So with your word file, we will go to the DTP, then we will do it on our own. So as far as this is concerned, if you are changing a particular syllabus or particular content, this that corresponding full unit, because why I given the full unit content as far as the thermodynamics is concerned. If you are adding only one word, I got changed. While we are going to DTP and while we are changing the one, we are difficult to find out where that word is added. So better is you full unit content and correspondingly which word you want to change it, add or delete. Okay, add or delete. If you strike it out, then it will be helpful for us to format easier, because they already put the time to format and everything. If you are giving a new syllabus to them, it is very difficult for them also to format. So we'll reduce our work for their work and for our work also. So this is the proposal we are giving it out. So now if you are having any doubt, please discuss with me. So because of whatever understood by me, I am discussing it. So if you are having any doubt, please okay, now I'll stop sharing it. So any person or any doubt, and one thing, all the division sets are requested to the whatever the old one, whoever set the syllabus for us, BTech mechanical and specialization also, AML and robotics has to be done this syllabus, because NBA requirement is if a graduation, say if AML, if 2 batches are passed out, we are eligible for NBA. So by this time, if you are ready for that A&ML and robotics, we will be in a safer side. If the college wants us to go for an NBA for that particular program also, we will be in a safer enough to do it. Okay. So BTech, A&ML and all BTech program has to be done this syllabus, not for MTech. So we are going for a BTech alone. BTech only we are changing it. So if any faculty members are having any doubt, I am ready to clarify it.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Sir, like in the design thinking course, like you have suggested to include financial statements.
Yes.
And things like that. Like when I discussed, they were telling that no, this design thinking is only for change in the mindset of the students, but we are not focusing on those aspects. In such a case, like do we have any course to map such maybe like content?
Yes. If they are not putting the common to all department means, Our department subject has to be given, and NBA requirement and ABET requirement is it should be offered to all students. So it should be a then if that
Added
case,
any core,
any core courses it has to be added. Any core courses it has to be added. Substantial content has to be added. Not like a one word or
Yeah,
anything.
noted, sir.
Yeah, substantial content has to be added. So that is the reason I have given that form also, justification form. While designing itself, if you are adding a justification, we'll know what content, where it is added, and while delivering a lecture also, we'll know it.
And I could see in a lot of POs, sustainability term is included, and one of the PO exclusively deals with sustainability. In such a case, like
Yes.
how do we apportion
Yes,
the
yeah, that is the reason division wise the meeting will be convenes. Okay, there will be it's a sequence of meeting. We have to convene it such a way that it has to be addressed properly. This is the one. It is given only for outline of what is the requirement. Next meeting, because we are 1 week, we are going for 15 days. We are going for a vacation. In that vacation, as per the HOD suggestions, as a division wise, the meeting will be series of meeting will be convened, and it will be a what best we can do it. They will be discussing it. Any other clarifications needed?
Any doubt from faculty? I request all the faculty members, those who have any specific doubt, kindly meet Dr. Stalin so that you can clarify your doubts. Any other doubt? Otherwise, we can go ahead with the routine agenda.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.